Happy Monday, and boy, is it a Monday. It is slow starting for me. It's now 10:33. Nice conditions outside, about 71 in the Shoals, 71 here in Huntsville as well. Beautiful sunshine all around. We still have some prominent clouds every now and again, but thankfully more sunshine than cloud cover. It's a good deal for your Monday. We've got some gorgeous conditions to continue throughout a good portion of the week. So let's go ahead and jump into the forecast. Lots of us are still sitting in the low end 70s this morning, some areas even in those upper 60s. So it's still a little cool outside. We'll continue to see those mild temperatures for the next couple of hours before we step into some low end 80s. Some folks will top out at around 78 though. It'll be a nice mild day, pretty fall-like, and we'll rinse and repeat, do that again for the next 2 or so days before we start to see a warm-up in the forecast. We could expect to see some 90s by week's end. So walking it through for the next couple of hours, we're expecting to see, like I mentioned, mid-70s for most of the morning. We'll take it up to 80 closer to the afternoon. Looks like cloud cover will start to gather by that point as well. We'll start to see a couple of cloud chances moving in the early afternoon hours. And then by the time we get to our evening, it will be a cloudy evening to note, but it'll also have us on a cooler end in those mid and low end 70s before we get to upper 60s for the close of tonight. Starting tomorrow morning, I feel like we'll have a little touch of a warmer start. We'll be in the low end 60s for a couple areas. I know some folks started out in the mid 50s today, and it was quite brisk outside this morning. So tomorrow we get back into the mid 80s. We're in the low 80s for today for our high, but mid 80s expected, mostly sunny. We'll keep a good breeze about for the afternoon hours. Still not really expecting tons of cloud cover, most of them to gather again in the afternoon and evening. So we'll keep that same kind of flow of the forecast going for the next couple of days. And if you're already thinking about the weekend, it's going to be gorgeous. That's when we start to get back into those low end 90s, which is a little close to the average for this time of year. We're usually around 87 to 89, 86 to 89, I'd say. So we're just above average, roughly. Sunshine to expect for your Saturday and Sunday as well. At least we start the days out in some low end 60s. So if you have some early plans, it won't be too bad out there. It'll be bearable, but gorgeous sunshine to expect for the next couple of days. Super exciting about that. Humidity looks to be non-existent. Love to see it. We're finally getting some nice, comfortable days outside where we aren't dealing with any dew or stickiness or mugginess and all the weird feelings that come along with the humidity and higher dew points. It's a slow start. Sorry, everyone. I'm making it. This weekend was my first late weekend with the games and stuff. So I think I am genuinely just kind of taking it minute by minute. We're going to pep up. I've got our iced coffee. We should be fine. But like I mentioned, greater conditions expected for the next couple of days. That cooler air blew through and has really just kind of left us with some cooler starts each day. Kept us in the mid 80s for the most part. We did see some 70s this past weekend on like Friday, Saturday, rolling into each other. We did see some of those 70s stick around a little longer than anticipated, but we finally have drier conditions and no humidity since we've dried out a good deal of our dew points. So it's good to know, good to point out and note. So for the next few days, we'll see mid 80s heading into the back half of the week, and then 90s, right, just in time for the weekend. Gorgeous conditions expected for the next couple of days, and this is what we like to call boring weather because it's sunny all around, and even though it's boring and there's nothing to track, it's still the most favorable. So If you have any plans, or you were wondering maybe, should I make plans this weekend? I say go for it. It's going to be a nice, decent weekend. We'll see plenty of sunshine. We don't really have any rainmakers in the forecast even for the next couple of days, which is good for the day-to-day of, planning your days out and planning out events and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's also, we're kind of getting into the throes of football season, so perfect timing to go sit outside on the patio or on your deck and grill and watch all the football you can consume. But even still, there's still some areas that are dealing with some abnormally dry conditions. I think some areas have made it into a moderate zone of dryness. So we'll continue to check and see how the drought monitor changes things. But, oh my gosh, I am rough today. Anyway, yeah, we'll see how that decides to change in the next couple of days. As far as the drought monitor goes, we'll see if any of the rain that we got prior to this week, if it did anything, if it decides to move some stuff back into an abnormal level or clear up some already abnormally dry areas. We'll see. But like I mentioned, 90s back half of the week, beautiful sunshine, not even too many cloudy days to even note. It's great weather. Really hope you take some time to enjoy it and really enjoy it, because we are being spoiled here. So with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Push through. We're almost there. It's the hardest day of the week for me, in my opinion. After working on weekends, I think Mondays are the toughest day. But I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week.